Riders? It's Josh from CycleHunters.com. Oh, I have a smile on my face. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Not only is this bike mint, but let me just tell you what. Okay, so this is a 2013 Honda CBR600rr, and it is a stunner. A stunner. It is so clean. It is just looking like it needs to attack the road just as it sits there. It is so aggressive looking. I have a massive smile on my face because I love these bikes. They just look awesome. Now, this in particular was designed after Honda's MotoGP bike, which is their RC213V. And before that, the RC212. So basically, this shares some architecture with those bikes. Definitely in the chassis department, it is a much more compact machine. But as we get into this, and you're going to see how unbelievably good it is just beautiful. But this has some features like the 41 millimeter big piston fork. And if you want, you can go online and read about it. But basically, it is making this bike a much better handling machine all around. So if you are somebody that likes to do some track days, you're going to have a lot of fun on this bike and look real good doing it. Oh my goodness. So there are very, very few blemishes on this bike. One is just this tiny little scuff, and it's almost, you can hardly even see it, but basically, you know, when you sit on the bike, that's where it's going to rub. So something like that, I mean, that's really about it. Everything is just in good shape. These are 599cc inline 4 liquid cooled motors. This bike in particular makes about 118 horses. So more than enough to get you going down the road. More than enough to be putting smiles on your face. This is also an all stock example. So you can see undertail exhaust. It's a stock exhaust. It has the little, looks like some carbon fiber style, some shroud, some cowling on there. Got your rear hugger. Again, super clean bike. Really, really clean. I mean, these are exactly what we like to get to sell to you guys, because not only is it really easy to service and make as close to 100% as we can, it is just a great looking bike. And if you're a sport bike fan, you are absolutely going to be loving this bike. No doubt about it. Just a stunning machine. Stunning, stunning bike. Just the whole way around it, you can see this thing means business. It's got that compact feel, that focused race bike style feel. And Honda is not typically a company that's putting out super track focused machines. Now, if you look at the counterparts to this from the other companies for that same year, and you sit on them versus this bike's going to seem a little bit more comfortable. Mainly because the way that Honda does things is from a street perspective first, where they want to make sure that it's a street bike first. And if you want to make it a race bike, well, heck, you can do that. You just got to do a couple little things here and there. But as far as just a track bike, to take it to the track, if you're somebody like that, well, you can take the turn signals, lights, mirrors, you know, tape them off, take them off, and you're ready to go. And the cool thing is with the suspension here, now you can set them all from the top, so you don't have to get down below. These are the 41 millimeter big piston forks. So again, these are an upgrade from the older bikes. All right, so let's see here. 4,956 miles. Boy, that is definitely not a lot of mileage. And you can see the dash is real nice, pretty clear. You have your gas gauge on the left, your high and low beam indicator on the left here, your neutral indicator. Some more code lights like your engine oil, a couple other ones in there. It's a little more difficult to see, but you have your clock, your temperature gauge, obviously your centrally located tach, and then the your miles per hour on the right, which is a digital readout. So everything is real nice. You have your selector right here, so you can go to your trip A and B, and then your resets right here. So just simple dash. Controls are real simple. High beam, low beam, turn signal, cancel in the middle, your horn. Right side here, super simple. Your on-off switch for the engine, for ignition, and the start button. Fires right up. Undertail exhaust. Now, if you get the aftermarket exhaust on this, it's definitely going to be sounding much louder. A little bit more attitude for sure. That was your left rear. Here's left front, turn signal. Right front, right rear. That's your foot brake. Handbrake. Oh yeah, she wants to rev. Oh yeah, wants to rev. Oh my goodness, I want to go ride it right now. Yeah, that is awesome. Oh, let's do, I don't know if we can see the headlights here. If we can do high beam, low beam. Yep, that's high beam, low beam, high beam, and low beam. So if you're a sport bike lover, you've been looking for that 600, here it is. I mean, that red is stunning. It just looks awesome. It's probably my favorite the way that is. I know that they have some other ones like the Repsol edition, the red, white, and blue, and they come in black, but ooh, that red is so good. So good. Belly pan is nice, goes back to the rear tire like that. It just looks hot. You're gonna stand out for sure. Oh my goodness. So, a very nimble bike. Again, all stock. You know, it's unmolested. So if you want to do something to it where you get an exhaust for it, get a power commander, well, you're just going to add to the power already there, and it's going to sound better, a little bit more aggressive. But this is an all stock example. It looks like it's dripping wet. It just looks so good. It looks so good. Now, in terms of an everyday bike, you could ride this every day. Again, Hondas are made to be ridden on the street. Even though it is one of their hardcore sport bikes, you can even see a little bit of a thing here where this is right about where the triple tree is. Most of the sport bikes, they're underneath. Now I can show you that on this R6, they're underneath. So that little bit of a difference, when you're talking about maybe 2 inches, it goes a long way in terms of an hour or so of riding. So you're not quite as hunched over where it feels like you're doing a push-up the whole time. But look, if you're buying a sport bike, if you're buying a super bike, a super sport, any of these where you're leaned over in an aggressive position, you already know. You want to ride that way. There's just no compromise with it. It also requires a little bit of a different mentality to ride it because your elbows are in. You don't really have that leverage going left or right. So you have to learn to sort of counter steer, push steer the bike. Most of you guys already know that. Some of you, if you're new to the sport bike world, maybe you've ridden other bikes, you know, a 600 is a great place to be. And especially these newer ones, they have enough power. you're not going to really need more unless you get to a certain point you want more. But I mean, in the twisties, that's going to just, it's going to rip through them. These new wheels are a 12-spoke wheel, which is really cool. They look like Marchesini's in a way. You know, most of the Hondas always came with the 3 spokes. So they switched to these. I think they look great. These are extremely clean too, by the way. But overall, as far as Honda and their 600s, they did make a new one, but I don't think America's going to be getting it. That could change, but this is basically the last body style that they had continued with, well, since, you know, 2013, which is where this one came out. Good looking bike. My goodness. So if you're digging the Honda CBR600rr 2013 model, give us a call at 717-273-1809. You can see the full list of inventory at www.cyclehunters.com. You can email us at cyclehunters@gmail.com. We have some aftermarket warranties available. We have some financing options available. If you'd like us to ship a bike, that can be done. In some cases, we can actually deliver them as well. It just kind of boils down to what is it that we need to do to help accommodate you so that when you open your garage door, that is in your garage, putting a big old smile on your face. And then when you thumb that starter and get going down the road, it's going to be even a bigger smile yet. And plus, every one of our bikes gets a 48-point checklist. Now here is where we have the battery tender lead. So every one of our bikes gets that. It goes through a 48-point checklist. So oil and filter are very basic things for us. We check things like the charging system. This actually has 2 brand new tires on it. So whatever the bike needs, it gets it. And we don't skimp. We just really want to make sure that when you get this home, you're just thumbing the starter and you're riding. And you're enjoying your ride. That is really what it's all about. We're riders taking care of riders. Oh man, I would imagine if you get that in the garage, well, that's going to be putting a smile on your face. Such a good looking bike. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Well, until the next ride, happy riding.